It's a privilege for me to be here on my exact to this day 1-year anniversary joining Commerce. Thrilled to be here with you all. I'm going to keep this relatively brief because we've got some great content to follow and a great team, which is the precursor for having great product to follow. And also my daughters implored me not to bore you too much with me. So I'll keep this relatively brief. I joined Commerce a year ago and full of enthusiasm about a company that was powering commerce for tens of thousands of customers already, but excited about the potential of this company with some very unique assets spanning the BigCommerce transaction engine, Feedonomics as the data orchestration layer, and Makeswift as the asset enabling great storefront experiences. I was very excited about the potential of how we could harmonize these assets to bring our customers into this brave new world of commerce that Travis was just talking about. A year later, I'm happy to say that that potential has really translated to significant momentum. And for us, this momentum takes the shape of two things. It's fundamental, brilliant basics, as Travis was referring to, the things that just have to work, that confer core strength in your businesses. That includes things like checkout latency improvements. Milliseconds matter. We've gone a little bit further than that. I think you'll be pleased with what you'll see. It includes things like catalog management capabilities that bring your products to life and promotions capabilities that give wings to those products. Furthermore, we look at things like permissions, right? As organizations that are scaling and growing, you need the ability to segregate roles and responsibilities and functions to scale safely and securely. And so permissions is very much on our radar, and you'll hear more about that coming up as well. And then I think a good example is also multi-lang. Travis touched on this. Helping you guys extend reach beyond borders is essential. It's been something that we've had in the works for some time, and we're pleased to bring you finally some great capabilities on this front. And I think you'll be very excited about what you see. So under Travis's leadership and collaboration with many of you, we've been engaged in this continuous improvement labor of love on the foundational elements. You can think of this as the mass part of the momentum equation. And on top of these fundamentals, we curate great user experiences that confer a competitive advantage upon your businesses and propel your businesses forward. What is this? What are these elements of great user experience? Well, it's building great storefront experiences that bring your brand forward in a way that you really care about, right? That's orchestrated by Makeswift. It's things like multi-channel experiences. Once the domain of the few and the large, we're bringing that to the masses, and we're happy to democratize this fundamental capability in a modern era of commerce, right? It's seamless payments, the plumbing behind the scenes that is so critical. We're bringing that sort of seamlessness and ease of use with BigCommerce payments. And last but not least, again, Travis touched on it, it's agentic commerce. We're all very excited about the opportunity. Last year, we talked a lot about the potential. This year, we're happy to roll out new products here and now that you can use, practical solutions that help you build better experiences for your shoppers, and also that allow you to operate more efficiently, right? And so Sharon's going to talk a lot about how we're bringing down the promise into real, practical, tangible solutions. So those components collectively are kind of the velocity part of this momentum equation. Combined with these foundational elements, that is the mass, we've got some real momentum. But it's not just momentum that we're here to deliver, right? It's real impact in businesses, and that's created by real actions. And so without further delay, the main attraction, our product team and the products we're building, I'd like to turn it over to Jordan Sim, our VP of Product Management. Thank you all.
Thanks, Bipul. You spoke, we listened, and we built. Here's what's different. Starting with the catalog. Until recently, every product on BigCommerce had to have a unique product name. Now you have even more flexibility, allowing you to use the same product name for different products. For example, here's our Moss Mixed Pillow Trio. 3 different products, all with the same product name. Each pillow has its own product detail page, pricing, material, colorway, description, But under the hood, the SKU and the product IDs ensure its uniqueness. With this update, the platform fits with the way that you work. The second update that we've made to the catalog focuses on efficiency. You can now filter your product list in a much more precise way. Say you want to find sofas low in stock, so you filter by category, sofas, and then you go and add a second filter for the stock level. Within seconds, you've narrowed 19 products down to the exact 2 that need your attention. But the real value is in saving that setup. You name it and you save it. It's now a permanent tab in your product list, ready whenever you need it. You can manage all of your views in one place, mix and match defaults with your own, and build a workflow that means you can go straight to the products that need your action every time. So you've just seen 2 capabilities that we've heard that you need and that we've built for you. Both are live and both are available for you today. But next up, we have custom attributes, which lets you extend your products with structured reusable data, and we have product templates so that you can predefine all of the common details once and then spin up new products in a fraction of the time. Now, one of the most frustrating moments for you and your customers is hitting a product page and seeing out of stock. That's a sale that's gone. Well, with the new back orders feature, it doesn't have to be. Keep selling even when inventory hits 0. Here we have the Cara ceramic vase, 3 variants all tracked by on-hand inventory. Previously, that's all you could see, what you had on hand. But now you have a back order limit field per variant. You can set it to unlimited to keep selling with no cap, or you can apply a fixed amount. It's up to you. Now, let's take this 12-inch vase with 150 units. 100 units are on hand, 50 can be back ordered. Let's jump over to the storefront. This is what your customer sees. They're going to pick their size, and they're going to plug in 100 units. And as expected, it's added to their cart. Now, let's add 51 more units, which should exceed the limit. And let's see what happens. Well, as we can see, the limit's applied. And what happens if they just add 50? Well, what would we expect? We'd expect it to work. 150 units, that's $6,000 in revenue. That's a sale that would have been lost, but with BigCommerce's new back orders capability, that sale and that revenue is now captured. Now, phase 1 was intentionally back office only. And many merchants in this audience actually look like Forma, that furniture store that we just walked through. You have really strong supply chains, and you just want to keep on selling even when the stock hits 0, but you don't want to expose any of that complexity to your customers on the storefront. And merchants in our beta that look like Forma, that look like some of you in this audience today, they've already unlocked hundreds of thousands of dollars in new revenue. That's new revenue, exactly doing that. But not everyone looks like Forma, and we acknowledge that. Some of you need to communicate the back order status to your customers on the storefront. So coming in the second half of this year is the shopper and the buyer experience on Stencil and Catalyst. All right, let's change gears up a little bit. Let's look at 4 new promotions that we've enabled to help you drive conversion and generate more revenue. Our first update is about optimizing your margins. Say you're running a spring sale, 30% off sofas. And I know everyone in this room has bought a sofa. So what that looks like is a sofa is a high ticket item. So in this case, you want to cap the discount to say $100 to protect your margins. Right here in the promotions editor, you can simply set the limit. And for some of the friendly neighborhood finance folk in the audience here today, I know that's exactly what you want to hear from your e-com directors. You want to know that the e-com platform that you're paying for sets up your sales and marketing teams to be able to run the campaigns that they need to run to hit the revenue targets that you're driving for within the margins that you're also looking to achieve. And how about your customer? Well, they still get a great experience. They can see the discount applied and exactly how much has been applied and how much they're saving right in the cart all the way through to the checkout. Our second update is all about flexibility. We've introduced coupon stacking, allowing your shoppers to combine multiple offers in a single transaction. Previously, a customer could only apply one coupon code at checkout. Now they can stack multiple codes. Well, actually as many as you configure, and you're in control of that limit. Each code applies its own discount, free shipping, percentage off, all stacked, all visible, all compatible with gift certificates, and all in one checkout. Now, that's a great customer experience and a powerful tool for all of your future campaigns. Our third update is all about precision. We've introduced the ability to target promotions to specific shipping methods. We all know that shipping fees are a major driver of checkout abandonment. So being able to discount shipping and target exactly which methods that discount applies to, well, that's a pretty powerful conversion lever. Previously, a shipping discount applied to everything. Now you can choose. So in this case, you can select some shipping methods, and we're going to select the flat rate heavy items and the flat rate light items methods. And for your customer, well, they still get a great experience. They can see the discount applied to the specific shipping methods, removing the shipping fee barrier and drawing them one step closer to converting. Our fourth update is all about efficiency at scale. Say you have 10,000 trade customers and you want to give each and every one of them their own unique code. You simply switch to the bulk mode right here in the promotions editor. You set your quantity. You can choose your code length, your format. You can even add a prefix to make it instantly recognizable across your different digital channels. You can add a suffix and a separator, and you hit create, and just like that, 10,000 coupon codes have been created, ready to go. Every code is branded exactly the way that you want. And all of this is out of the box, all native within BigCommerce. Promotions are one of the most powerful tools that you have for driving conversion. I just walked you through 4 new tools that you asked us to build, that we built for you. But more's coming in 2026, built to help you convert more, built to help you profit more, built to help you retain more across the storefront, the cart, the checkout, across your D2C customers, as well as your B2B accounts. And our ambition to help you convert more just doesn't stop with promotions. Checkout speed is proof of that. Sometimes a single second difference is the difference between a sale and an abandoned cart. So what did we do about it? Well, in January, we reduced the checkout load time by 1 full second. That's 37% faster. And early data from February shows approximately a 1% uplift in conversion. At scale, that's real revenue. And the best part, you want to know what the best part is? You didn't need to do a thing. No setup, 0 configuration. If you're already on our one-page optimized checkout, you've already had this benefit running on your stores since the 1st of January at the start of this year. But we're not just stopping there. Right now, we're making the checkout even faster. So strap in and stay tuned. Now, speed isn't something that your customers should only feel. Your team deserves it too. And if you've ever onboarded a new hire and you've clicked around trying to get their permissions set up, well, I think you're going to appreciate what I'm going to share with you now. We have a new permissions model that's built around 3 ideas: user groups, policy-based permissions, and multi-store scoping. Together, they replace the old way of managing access, Previously, permissions would be assigned to individual users. Now, you define a group, you assign the policies, and you add the users to that group. If you're familiar with the concept of role-based access control or RBAC, that's exactly that concept implemented here. So let's check it out. We're going to create the group. We're going to create a group for warehouse managers. Now, Paulie's just joined the team. We're going to add Paul to the warehouse managers group. And now we're going to assign those policies to that group. And you can choose from hundreds of policies from every part of the platform. Now, previously, that would be a tonnage of individual checkboxes that you're clicking every time someone new joined your company. Now you just set up the group, you add them to the group, and they automatically inherit all of those policies. It's clean, it's powerful, it's easy. And feel free to clap. I appreciate it. Thank you. Talking about ease, let me just finish with one thing that we've made even easier for you. Multi-language. Now you can run multiple languages on a single storefront. So here, we're back in our furniture store, Filma. It's a stencil storefront that's available in English, Italian, and Dutch. And it has language-specific subfolders, all automatically generated. Let's translate our content. This isn't just surface-level translation, it's the entire experience. Products, categories, navigation, checkout, promotions. And if we jump over to what our customers will see on the storefront, you'll see that it's a fully localized experience. It's not a partially translated one. From your customer's perspective, the experience is seamless from storefront to cart, all the way through to the checkout. So instead of managing multiple stores or storefronts, you're just managing one, with full translation built in. So what you're seeing here is a platform with a strong core built from the ground up for momentum. And everything that you're about to see next is built on top of this momentum. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Alan Pledger to the stage.
Thanks, Jordan. So that was just a small sample of the foundation work we've been shipping over the past year. For example, in Storefront, we've been shipping massive upgrades to the stencil infrastructure to improve storefront performance, lay the way for improved developer experience, user experience, and most importantly, our velocity. So speaking of Storefront, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about the experience layer. The place where real humans go to fall in love with your brand. The place where you move visitors from intent to transaction. And more specifically, I want to talk about something that I think a few of you might be interested in. Can anyone guess what that is? It's going to be Makeswift on Stencil. So last year we shipped Makeswift on Catalyst and the feedback was clear. It's a huge step function improvement over Page Builder. But there was a big asterisk next to that for most of you, which is I'm on Stencil. When do I get access to that? Because I want things like multiplayer editing, localization, scheduled publishing, even basic stuff like dragging and dropping on the canvas. Well, I'm happy to announce that Makeswift on Stencil beta is now here and we're starting to roll that out. And rather than talk about it too much, I want to show you. So to kind of lay the stage of what you're about to see in these next few demos, the first phase here in this beta, we focused on incremental adoption. So the idea here is that we didn't want you to have to think about doing some massive migration in order to start getting the value out of Makeswift. So the way we've broken it out is that when you enable Makeswift on your storefront, the first thing you're going to see is an Edit in Makeswift button directly in the control panel. And you're going to be able to override at the region level. So you'll see your storefront as it currently is, and then you can kind of hide that section. So in this demo here, we're going to quickly rebuild this section in Makeswift using the primitive components. So you can do a lot more than you could in Page Builder, especially around responsive editing and layout control. So in this demo, we're going to quickly rebuild this section here, use some of these design tokens that we have shared across the entire site, add some spacing between these columns, swap out these images real fast, And then my colleague is going to hop into here, real-time collaborate with me to make some edits without me having to leave the session. And then we're going to start to clean this stuff up for mobile. So switch into mobile. This looks a little too cramped here on mobile, so we're going to adjust the spacing, switch some of the column grid so that way things are stacked, tighten things up a little bit for the smaller screen size. And then last thing we're going to do is we're going to switch and we're going to localize this and translate it for a different language. So we're going to switch into our Italian locale and localize this content. And once we're done, we can publish that. And now I can publish just that one section to my existing stencil storefront. So that was the preview of the incremental adoption path. Let me show you some other really exciting stuff that we're working on. So let's switch over to PDP editing. So one of the things that we've been focused on is creating a lot of new components that are exciting, handcrafted, really polished experiences that you can ship directly into your PDPs and other pages, but specifically around merchandising. So this is an example of an image highlight component. You'll see that I dropped that in without any code. And this component we've focused on this idea of, you have a landscape and you want to merchandise different elements. So you see here that I'm just adding in these highlight drop zones and I can position them around. So this is the UI version. We'll have different levels of this that you can connect to your product catalog. You can even extend this in the future. But this is just one of the many, many components that we're going to be shipping throughout the beta period. This next component here, you might see this on like Apple websites. It's kind of like a parallax effect, but a lot of times what they do is they take a video and they bind it to the scroll. So that way when you're scrolling, you're actually kind of scrubbing the video. So we've just added some text that's going to appear at different segments in this video. And now as you scroll, it's kind of playing this video. So you scroll down, it goes forward. You scroll up, it goes backwards. It's a cool effect that you can play with, especially with AI now. You can make these videos. We made that video pretty easily. And you can very easily start playing around with this kind of effect. This is just one, again, of the many handcrafted components we're going to be shipping. So like I said, phase one is focused on manual migration and new pages. We understand that a lot of you have custom page widget templates, and that is going to define phase two. So phase two is the introduction of what we're calling the widget template transformer. That's just a fancy way of saying your widget templates will appear in Makeswift. That's coming out in July. And then phase three is all about automated migration. So the idea here is that we can deterministically migrate all of your page builder content into Makeswift and retain exact fidelity. So we want that to be a pixel perfect one-click migration. That'll be phase three coming in October. So let's talk about a Makeswift feature that you'll have access to during this beta period. So we earlier shipped AI translations in alpha last year, and that was at the page level. And the feedback that we got was that when you're rolling out new languages, you want to be able to translate the entire site at once. If you're rolling out a campaign, you want to be able to do multiple pages at once. So we've expanded AI translations to work at the site level. So now you can kick off bulk translation jobs. So the idea here is that we're going to show you all the content in your site across all locales. You can filter, search it, sort it. Once you find what you want to translate at the component level, at the page level, you can select all those things and then kick off a job. You can add custom AI translation instructions at the job level or at the site level, so that way you can configure your preferences. And then once you have your site translated, those things will appear in the publish dialog, and you can discard them if you want to get rid of them and review those changes before they go live. Awesome. Last thing I want to do is switch gears over to native hosting for Catalyst, our headless Next.js storefront framework. So this is something that I've heard a lot from a lot of you, that you don't want to have to sell for sell in addition to Catalyst. It's affecting a lot of deal opportunities. It's really expensive. So I'm happy to announce that the alpha is here and the beta is coming at the end of Q2. And what native hosting for Catalyst is, it's our in-house Cloudflare infrastructure for deploying Catalyst Next.js storefronts. And the beta is going to come with a command line interface, so a CLI tool and log retention for agents and humans to use. We're focusing first on the developer experience. We want feedback to know how much UI we need to create for this, but we think this should be something that you can start getting value out of immediately. We want to start testing performance and load and seeing how storefronts perform there. But the most important thing here is that we don't plan to add any additional cost to this. So this is going to be included in every Catalyst contract. And native hosting isn't the only thing that we've been working on in the Catalyst roadmap. There's been a ton of, like Jordan was talking about, foundation work, and a lot of that is pointed towards B2B, which Lance is going to walk you through. Awesome. Thank you all.
Thank you, Alan. As I look at myself, I realize my 4-year-old avatar is wearing the same shirt and sweater as me. I think I need a new outfit. Oops. Thank you, Alan. I can't wait to get Makeswift in the hands of our Stencil users, and I'm going to talk about Makeswift for B2B in just a couple of minutes. But first, a show of hands. Who in this room is a manufacturer or distributor that sells to other businesses? Hands up. Okay, and keep those hands up. Who is an agency, consultant, technology partner that works with manufacturers and distributors that sell? Look at that. Look at those hands. That's, what, 70% of the room? You can put your hands down. I don't think there is an e-commerce ecosystem that brings together so many B2B e-commerce professionals into one conference. Enjoy the next couple of days, enjoy the content, learn from each other. We have some incredible brands that are going to be on stage sharing their insights. But that's not actually why I wanted you to raise your hands. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for trusting us with your business, trusting us to grow your revenue and drive operational efficiencies for you. If you've been listening to Travis on earnings calls, you know that B2B Edition ARR is growing at nearly 20%. And B2B represents our #1 retention cohort. And that doesn't happen by accident. BigCommerce was built for B2B. We were built for the complexities of B2B businesses. And as I sat down with my product team and we talked about what were we going to focus on in the first half of 2026, we landed on 2 key problem areas: order automation and pricing. And I'm going to start with order automation. I'm really excited to announce today that our purchase order agent is now live in alpha. We know, thank you. We know that purchase orders are a way of life in B2B. 75% of them are still delivered via email and fax. To those who didn't raise their hands, yes, in B2B we still use fax, and we're proud of it, and we're not getting rid of it anytime soon. And manually processing those POs can cost up to $500. That's an average rate. That's a lot of revenue. And there's order entry error there. Manual entry error. As you're entering that order, there are going to be errors. And so that's why we built our purchase order agent. What does it do? I can take a PO, upload it into BigCommerce. We use AI to extract that data, validate it against your catalog, customer-specific pricing, inventory, and address books, and then take it through the checkout. I said this alpha was live, and it is. So let's look at it live on AS Color's site. AS Color are a manufacturer and distributor of blank apparel doing about $300 million online. Their logged-in customers can now navigate to their site, drag a purchase order straight into the site. We're analyzing that purchase order line by line, comparing it to the products in the catalog, comparing their customer-specific pricing, the address book, and the inventory. For any products that we don't have inventory for, or that we don't have that product in the catalog, we're going to suggest alternatives so that we don't lose that sale. And when we're done, the customer or your operations team can take that straight through to the checkout. This is going to save your customers and your operations team so much time. And it's in alpha. If you want access, let us know. Reach out. Let's talk about pricing. B2B pricing is complex. You've got contracted pricing for specific SKUs. You've got volume discounts, tiered pricing, wholesale pricing, retail pricing. All of that has to make its way into BigCommerce. And that can lead to price list explosion. We have customers loading tens and hundreds of thousands of price lists into BigCommerce, and sometimes they're being updated multiple times a day. This can lead to ERP bottlenecks and to slower pricing updates. And so we've built cascading price lists. The concept is simple. Define a primary price list with those core products that you've got contracted pricing for, define a fallback price list for all the other products, and then finally, we'll roll back to catalog pricing if we can't resolve in those two lists. What does this look like in practice? If I head to price lists in BigCommerce, I can now define that first price list as premium rug pricing. That's the contracted prices. This customer then falls back to gold level pricing for those SKUs they're eligible. And then finally, my wholesale price list. This is actually going to go into beta in the next couple of weeks with one level of priority order fallback. And then in the next phases, we're going to build lowest price resolution strategy and more levels of fallback. Again, if you want early access to this, let us know. I'm so excited to get this in the hands of customers. Let's switch gears a little bit. Just under a year ago, we stood up on stage in Austin in 110 Fahrenheit. It was pretty warm and toasty, I'm sure you all remember, and said, we believe in using the right tool for the job. Catalyst for your storefront, Makeswift for visual editing, and B2B Edition for your B2B workflows. And we now have hundreds of B2B stores live on Catalyst, but we want to make that easier. And so in the back half of the year, our core roadmap focus is unification. One platform, one data model, every single storefront. What does that mean? There are 4 key aspects to this. The first is Storefront GraphQL unification, bringing all the B2B data into our storefront graph and making it available across every single storefront. B2B components. These are individual React components for every single page of the buyer portal. Unified checkout, a single code base with native B2B functionality built in. And then for the operators in the room, unified customer and orders views to make operations simpler and faster. Let's start with the Storefront GraphQL. We'll be bringing all of the B2B data that you need in your storefront. Companies, quotes, invoices, hierarchies into one single API layer. And that's accessible from a Catalyst storefront, from a Stencil storefront. It's powering our buyer portal, and it'll be available for any headless build. One auth, one API surface, every single storefront. This is going to dramatically reduce the development time for our B2B storefronts. No more stitching together 2 APIs. And this allows us to do something really cool that we're calling B2B components. This is probably the thing I'm most excited about. For every single page of the B2B buyer portal, we're going to build an individual React component. Shopping lists, quotes, address books. Imagine you've got a Catalyst storefront, or a Stencil storefront for that matter, and you're in Makeswift and you're designing your account page. I want to put shopping lists right here. I can grab it from within Makeswift and drag and drop that React component into my account page, and then customize it. Of course, these components are going to be available to you as well, but this is going to be the best solution for building and designing B2B storefronts on the market by far. I'm so excited to get this in your hands. And for the operators in the room, you've been asking for this for a while, we're going to unify our customer's view. We're going to bring B2B data into the control panel so you have one view of a customer, including company information, role information, and then we're going to do the same with orders, bringing company data, PO number into our orders table, making it easier for those in the room who are managing their business in the back end of BigCommerce. And last, but by no means least, we are unifying the checkout. We've had a B2B checkout and a B2C checkout for a while now, and we are bringing them together into one single code base. Native B2B fields like terms, address books, PO number in our native checkout. What does that mean? It means every time we make an update to the checkout, it will roll out seamlessly across every single storefront. And of course, you cannot have a checkout without payments. And with that, I'd like to welcome Michaela Weber onto the stage to talk about payment innovation. Thank you.
Thanks, Lance. It sounds like exciting developments with B2B. So I'm going to talk about some of the growth levers we have for our merchants. First up is payments. Payments is a core focus for us at Commerce. It is a critical part of the underlying infrastructure for your e-commerce storefront. This year, we've shipped a number of new features and integrations, including a new Stripe OCS integration and over 30 new native local payment methods. You can clap, yes. One of our major payment product launches is BigCommerce Payments. Available as of March 30th for US retail plan merchants, BigCommerce Payments is our new embedded payment solution, which offers merchants the opportunity to manage payments from directly within their BigCommerce control panel. We are taking payments from bolted on to built in. We launched BigCommerce Payments to alleviate the friction in moving between BigCommerce and your payment provider portal. BigCommerce Payments brings an embedded payment experience into the control panel, making it easier for merchants to keep track of their revenue balances, manage payouts, and add currencies. We also offer an optimized range of payment methods right out of the box, taking the guesswork out of building your payment stack. With BigCommerce Payments, merchants can fast-track their payment setup using an existing PayPal business account. It's our way of allowing merchants to spend more time managing their business and less time on administrative tasks. Let's take a look at the boarding flow. BigCommerce Payments is discoverable within the BigCommerce control panel. Merchants are able to use an existing PayPal business account to fast-track their sign-up or to sign up for a new account. The boarding process is fast, easy, and embedded. And we all know that the best converting checkouts offer a variety of payment methods, so your customers always see their preferred way to pay. That's why we offer credit and debit cards, PayPal, Venmo, Google Pay, Apple Pay, and Buy Now Pay Later, all out of the box. There is no need to manage multiple contracts. And in the pay sheet, your customers see their preferred payment methods inside the BigCommerce optimized one-page checkout that Jordan mentioned earlier, ensuring that checkout is as fast and seamless as possible. As a merchant, you can now easily manage your balances within BigCommerce in the embedded money dashboard. Feedback from our early adopters has been really positive. We're excited to add more features throughout 2026, and we'll be expanding to the UK and Europe in Q3. So we've talked about getting buyers through checkout faster with less friction and payment methods that actually match how they want to buy. But here's the other side of that equation. Faster checkout converts buyers who are already there. Feedonomics Surface finds you the buyers who haven't found you yet. Surface is purpose-built for BigCommerce SMB merchants, a focused self-service app that gets you live on the major advertising channels in minutes, with exactly what you need and none of what you don't. Most of you in this room already know what Feedonomics does at the enterprise level. It's the feed management platform behind some of the world's largest brands and retailers, like New Balance, Samsung, PacSun, Dell, and Revlist. Most merchants assume their products are showing up on their ad channels, but most of the time they're not, and nobody's telling them. Surface can address all these data gaps in one dashboard. Your BigCommerce catalog is your source of truth. Surface takes that data, automatically builds compliant product feeds for each channel, and keeps everything in sync automatically. Accurate titles, correct categories, current pricing, No manual exports, no spreadsheets, no developer required. And when there are data issues, Surface displays them in one place. What's powerful is you can choose to update your feed data for each channel's requirements directly in Feedonomics without it affecting how your storefront displays that data. And instead of managing 5 separate tools across 5 separate channels, one app handles all of it with 24/7 support behind it. Let's take a look at how it works. What you're seeing here is Forma's catalog inside Feedonomics Surface. Their full product range is connected, and ready to sync. From this single dashboard, Forma's team can see exactly what's being sent to each channel, verify that the data is accurate, and push updates instantly. Feed AI has auto-categorized every product for channel compliance. There is no manual taxonomy work required. And Forma isn't having to manage 5 separate tools for 5 separate channels. They're managing everything right from here. And the results speak for themselves. Here's what it looks like in practice. Big commerce merchants using Surface saw approximately 24 percentage points greater GMV growth in November 2025 compared to their peers. And with over 20 million products actively syncing to channels, the scale is real and it's growing fast. Since launch, we've expanded Surface to 5 channels: Google, Meta, Microsoft Ads, TikTok, and Pinterest are all live and available in your channel manager today. That means one dashboard, 5 channels, all fed from your BigCommerce store, all kept in sync without a single manual export. For Forma, that means their spring collection, the same products you just saw, is now appearing in Google Shopping, in Facebook and Instagram feeds, in TikTok, and in Pinterest Discovery. They set it up once, Surface handles the rest. A year ago, that kind of coverage required a dedicated ops team. Now, it just takes an afternoon. Surface is free to get started, and it's available in your channel manager today. You can scan the QR code to learn more. So everything we've just shown you compounds. A faster storefront, smarter B2B workflows, payments that don't slow you down, and products reaching buyers in every channel they're on. That's what growth looks like when your platform is working for you. And Sharon is about to give you a glimpse into the future. A future that is already here for those of you stepping into Agentic with us, starting with what happens when the buyers finding your products aren't humans at all.
Everything you've just seen was built knowing this moment was coming. We're building the playbook for success in the age of agents. Momentum means helping our merchants and our customers be ready, be found, be chosen, be personal, and to be smart in the AI era. Momentum means helping our customers be able to be discoverable, because discovery no longer starts with just a Google search. And many of you are already feeling that in your business. Organic search is changing. We're all becoming acutely aware that shoppers are turning to AI, all of us, every day, to decide and buy now without ever leaving the chat. We call this the commerce compression era. It's not a future warning, it's today's reality. The traditional funnel had 4 steps: awareness, consideration, evaluation, purchase, and increasingly, we find that agentic commerce has 2: intent and transaction. And what we're finding is that that compression is being felt by brands and retailers And it's manifesting as two key challenges. The first, invisibility. What makes this shift different than every other channel shift we've seen, from ads to social commerce to marketplaces and now into agentic, is that AI doesn't ask your permission to present your information, to answer that user's query. It reads your data and it decides. If your catalog isn't in the mind of the agent, you're invisible. If your checkout isn't agent accessible, you're losing sales to competitors that you never even see in your analytics. And at the same time, we know that our customers are being asked to deliver more data to more channels with new protocols, with better personalization than ever before, with less resources. And that creates an efficiency problem. And we've seen that the merchants who invest in both of these are becoming the leaders. This new reality creates two imperatives for every merchant in this room and the partners that help them. The first, we need to help our merchants reach agents where they are shopping and searching and answering queries. We have to make sure the products can be found, evaluated, and purchased wherever they are. We need to be able to help our merchants run with agents, to use them to operate faster, to serve customers more personally. And we've been building for this. Some of your peers are already in it with us. Let's take a look. Everything you just saw on Storefront, the speed, the visual editing, B2B workflows, all of it depends on one thing working underneath seamlessly: the data. If an agent can't parse your catalog, it will never say your brand name versus your competitors. And that's what Feedonomics enrichment solves for. It's a Gen AI service that produces rich, structured, brand-accurate product data at scale, the kind LLMs need to find you, recommend you, and buy from you. To be found in the agentic world, your data needs to be consumed and remembered by the LLMs, whether it's scraped from your site or sent straight to the veins of the LLMs via a feed. LLMs and other agents require new product data attributes to be able to answer a user's query. Enter Feedonomics Enrichment, our generative AI service that produces product data at scale. You're able to select which data you want to enrich. You're able to upload brand terms and tuning and SEO terms, and then run that enrichment so that it sounds like your brand. An LLM as a judge on the back makes sure that whatever data is generated sounds like your brand and meets your brand guidelines. A human in the loop always with approval. And then you are able to make sure that you're able to leverage that data across any channel. Conversational attributes are increasingly important if you want to be discoverable on these answer engine channels. And with Feedonomics, you start by starting with the data and building a strong foundation. Now that your catalog, thank you. Now that your catalog is enriched and agent ready, where does it go from here? Every AI discovery surface has different requirements, different protocols, different fields, different ingestion methods. Google AI surfaces require Universal Commerce Protocol, whereas OpenAI has a different specification. Perplexity, Copilot, PayPal, Amazon Shop Direct, each has its own specification, and this landscape is changing weekly, if not daily. Merchants shouldn't have to build a custom integration every time a new surface appears. So we have, for over a decade, at Feedonomics, we now handle the layer for agentic catalog exports. With agentic catalog exports, the catalog is optimized for the destination schema. We pull the data from anywhere your data lives. We bring it all together, and we export it to the surfaces where agentic shopping is already happening. As you can see in this example with Dell, the products become eligible to appear in these AI native discovery channels without ever changing the technology stack you're already using. You don't have to manage the connection and the changing protocols yourself. Enrichment makes your catalog understandable, and agentic catalog exports makes it discoverable. And now, with Feedonomics agentic catalog exports, this data can be found and your products can become discoverable across all major agentic apps. Now, the obvious next question, Once an agent finds the product, can I actually buy it? And this is where it gets real. We have live merchant experiences we'll share with you, where a completed transaction initiated by an agent routing back into the merchant's systems, where the agent facilitates, the merchant stays merchant of record, and the catalog is yours. The back end is yours, and the order comes home to your system. We support 2 paths today for our customers. For BigCommerce customers, announced today, PayPal Store Sync directly within the BigCommerce control panel. Here's how it works. If you're a BigCommerce customer, you can install the PayPal Store Sync app. That makes your catalog available to PayPal, and PayPal syndicates your products into the agentic surfaces it supports today: Perplexity, Copilot, Meta, and tomorrow, Google. You're not building one integration per channel. This is one app. Your catalog flows through from BigCommerce to PayPal, and your products appear as purchasable directly in the agentic channels. A shopper places an order inside Perplexity, Copilot, and other channels, and that order lands right back in BigCommerce. Discovery in the AI surface, fulfillment through your system, and the customer remains yours. For Feedonomics customers on any platform, we have built Agentic Checkout Kit. This path is for merchants who aren't on BigCommerce, who want to participate in the agentic commerce without having to retool their entire commerce tech stack. Agentic Checkout Kit connects the pieces that have to work together: catalog, inventory, payments, shipping, tax, orders, routing. We already have all these integrations. Feedonomics does more than move data here. It creates the bridge between the agentic surface and the merchant's existing commerce stack. Your systems stay intact, and brands can now make their products discoverable and purchasable on agentic channels in days, not weeks or months. As you see in this experience, PacSun are on a different e-commerce platform, but with Agentic Checkout Kit, they're able to leverage the data from Feedonomics, the back end of BigCommerce, and the integration with PayPal directly to Perplexity, Copilot, Meta, and tomorrow, Google with Universal Commerce Protocol. We're just getting started. We are working alongside Google to bring to life UCP-powered experiences to commerce brands, starting with Agentic Checkout Kit. That means shoppers can buy products from leading commerce brands directly in Google surfaces like AI Mode and the Gemini app. As you can see in this experience, the discovery and the checkout all happen within the same agentic surface, and you stay in full control of the orders that go directly into your systems, creating a relationship with a newly acquired customer using Universal Commerce Protocol for commerce merchants. Now let's talk about how we make these experiences personal. Your shoppers don't think in keywords. Nobody wakes up and types linen, sofa, neutral tones, category, furniture. They describe an aesthetic, a feeling, a context. And traditional search fails them every time because it looks for exact matches. And here, I'm searching for home decor in a neutral color. And a curated selection comes back: cushions, rugs, vases, things that are in the aesthetic I described, not just the words I used. So when I shift to, loft-style chairs, it stays in the same aesthetic with conversational search now available in closed beta for BigCommerce merchants. And with MCP, it goes further. Available as of yesterday, all BigCommerce customers now have access to BigCommerce MCP. The same shopper, but now instead of typing another search, they talk to an AI advisor. They ask for help finding a sofa. The assistant engages, it asks a clarifying question, it narrows the recommendation to the products that make the most sense, and then it acts, and it closes the loop. It guides them to checkout. It asks if they can add it to the cart. The path from "I'm thinking about a sofa" to order place collapses into a conversation. No navigation, no category browsing, no 0 dead results. With conversational search and BigCommerce MCP, this example you have just seen is an agent that can speak like a human to create a personalized experience for your customers. And that's what MCP enables on your own storefront and for the whole app ecosystem. If you're a partner in the audience, we know that you're building agents that know your customers' catalog, their orders, what they've placed, their unique pricing, and they close the loop. We're excited to be able to offer both solutions that leverage MCP for our customers, as well as expose those tools to the ecosystem to build the next generation of agentic experiences that we haven't yet even dreamed of. Now, let's talk about where we are releasing to help you run your business more efficiently in this AI era. BigCommerce Companion now lives inside the admin, not in a separate tab, not in a help center, not somewhere where you have to go log in somewhere else to find it. Right there, embedded in the control panel where you are already doing work. Every time you open it, it knows where you are. It understands the context. The conversation is always grounded in what you're already looking at, what section you're in, what work are you trying to do within the platform. You don't have to explain yourself from scratch. It already has the picture. And the difference between Companion and some of the other tools is execution. Most tools give you the information and leave the work to you, but Companion acts. You describe what you need. It navigates. It applies changes. It gets you where you need to go. It's a partner in strategy. You want to be able to understand sell-through or any of the data that lives within your platform, it will create custom dashboards for you in order to be able to help you take action on insight that is being delivered. The distance between thinking about a task and completing it completely collapses. And what I'm excited about most is that most merchants don't have 10 products. They have hundreds, thousands, and sometimes millions. And across those catalogs, the gaps are everywhere. Missing attributes, inconsistent descriptions, titles that may have made sense 2 years ago. And fixing that manually is a huge pain and a project that never ends. And that's where the skill with bulk AI edit comes in. With bulk edit and catalog integrated with Companion, we can now apply AI across catalog products at scale directly within the BigCommerce platform. Here, I select a group of products, and instead of editing them individually, I run a bulk AI edit. The system rewrites the titles, enhances the descriptions, and makes the changes for me. I'm able to review those changes, approve them, and make the changes directly within the BigCommerce control panel. Everything in this section compounds. The enriched data feeds discovery. The discovery connects to checkout. The search and assistant experiences make a personalized experience that you can offer on your own storefront. And assistants make operations easier. Each layer makes the next one stronger. And that's what momentum looks like in the agentic era. And we would love to hear from you. If you're interested in any of these features, scan the code to join AI Labs beta program to get access. In physics, momentum transfers upon contact. The mass we built is the fundamentals. It's your solid ground. The velocity we built in storefronts, B2B, payments, and channel syndication will compound your growth. And with the groundwork in agentic commerce, we're delivering the momentum now and into the future. To follow our progress and share what you've seen today, visit commerce.com/momentum. Thank you.